All right, so there are a number of elements that I want to teach you and introduce you to today. Before I even go further, Visual Studio Code comes pre-installed with a plugin which is really handy. It's called Emmet. It has got some kind of intelligence, can complete the code for you. The first element that we're going to learn about today is what we call declaration. So we have to create an angle bracket and then an exclamation mark, and then we write in all uppercase doc type here, and then space, and then we write HTML in all lowercase, and then we put a closing angle bracket. And so this is some kind of a declaration. It tells the web browser that this document is an HTML5 document. Obviously, there are versions before or prior to version 5 which are there. So if you don't specify this, the browser might render it, as an HTML4 or as an HTML3, so you have to specify that this is HTML5, because in HTML5, obviously there are, recent features and everything that you want to use, and so you are able to use them if you declare that this document is an HTML5 document. And the next element that we're going to learn about is what we call the root element. So the root element is the root of our document. This is the element HTML. All right, so this is the magic that I was talking about Emmet. So the moment I put the closing angle bracket, you will see Emmet auto completes for me the closing tag. Okay, so this is the opening tag, and so it gives me the closing tag. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create space over here, because everything that is going to be hosted by this document should be between these two tags, the opening HTML and the closing HTML. All right, so this is the root of the HTML page, is the root of this particular document that we're making, the index.html. All right, so inside here, what we want to put is the first thing that comes inside this is the head. So with Emmet, I could decide to just write head without putting an angle bracket and then pressing enter, and you see it auto completes for me. And so now I want you guys to notice that the head element, this becomes an element because this is a tag, opening tag and a closing tag. These two together become an element. And so I want you to notice that the head is inside this HTML element. And so it's nested. We call that nesting of elements. This head element contains meta information. It also contains the title, right? So inside here in the head, so I want to go down inside the head element. I want to write title. And so once again, I didn't put any angle brackets, but, because of Emmet, if I press enter, then, it auto completes for me. All right, so this element, this title element, specifies a title for the HTML document. This information here, the title, is shown in the browser's title bar. Okay, it's not shown on the page. And so what title do we want to give to this, document of ours? We want to say web development, maybe tutorial. We can call that web development tutorial. All right, so having done this, there is some information that goes into this head element, which we call meta information. But for now, I'm not going to be talking about meta information. We'll talk about it in our upcoming lessons. And so for now, in this head element, we only have this title element. Okay, so moving on, outside the head element, we want to put information that will be shown in the browser now. Information that will be shown in the browser is going to be in between these two tags, the body element. Okay, so as you guys can see right now, we have the body element, and so this is the information that you see in the browser. And so what I want to put in here is the paragraph. I will just write P, press enter, and then, Emmet again, knows what I want. And so I want to say this is our first web page. Okay, you can write anything that you want. So now this P element is inside the body element, and as you guys can see. And so what I want you to notice is in HTML, some elements have to nest other elements. And so now we are done, and I'm going to save this. Once I save this, now we're going to run, and we're going to check out our document in the browser. And so because we have installed Live Server, to check again if we did install Live Server. Yeah, now I can see Live Server is installed. So because we have installed Live Server, I can right click anywhere in this document and then go down to open with Live Server. Or I can come up here on this document, hover over, right click, and go up here, and I can say open with Live Server. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and open our document in the browser. And so this will open in your default web browser. If you don't know how to make your browser default, you can check one of my videos. There is that information. And so we can see this is the information that we see in the browser. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this smaller, and I'm going to bring it here on the side here. So I want you guys to see what we have in here. So like I said, information in the head, you will not see it in the web browser. The only information that you can see is information in the body will be seen here on our page. Yeah, so going up, I want to make this larger. So if I hover over, you can see the title, Web Development Tutorial. Right, so this is where the title goes here. This Web Development Tutorial, you can see it in the browser's title bar. Okay, as you guys can see in the browser's title bar, you can see Web Development Tutorial. You'll never see this in the web page. Okay, so my video is becoming too long. I think for today we have created our first web page. Congratulations. I hope to see you in our next video. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.